My name is FooSarr, and today I have something special to share with everyone. FooCept is a series where I create and flesh out a concept, minus the nitty-gritty, leaving that to someone who is daring enough to fill in the blanks. Today's idea is to change the progression of Doom Eternal and shake up the gameplay in a whole new way, giving power to demons and striking fear into those who oppose them. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to my original concept, Eternal Demons. A name is one thing, but details are what makes it special and unique, something the Night King could have used more of. Eternal Demons would play as the apex role in the demon lineage, something to test the players on the easiest of difficulties and to challenge those on the hardest. I suppose they warrant their own tier, and for future reference I'll call it Ultra Heavy Demon Tier. Creative, I know. In this video, I will give you a description of what an Eternal Demon means, and then give you an example of how they would operate. Unsurprisingly, a claim without details is often lost on most people. So, I'll do my best to share this idea with you in the hopes that you can all understand what it truly means to have an Eternal Demon in the arena. Demons tend to follow a path of progression. They either get stronger and remain natural, like the Hell Knight becoming the Baron of Hell, or they get a cybernetic enhancement like the Dread Knight. This is just one such example of demons becoming stronger through progression. Eternal Demons would be the apex of all demons, and aside from bosses, they would be the most powerful that a demon can get. The Dark Lord's armor was forged in Amora, and has the ability to regenerate health, and in the case of the Armored Baron, regenerate whole plates of armor. This information is all that I need to realize that Amora's technology is far more advanced than anything the UAC could ever create, and far surpasses anything else in Doom, including Makers. The concept of Eternal Demons would work as such. They would all have two phases, with the first one being a defensive powerhouse, and the second one being an offensive powerhouse. They would play as a focus demon, meaning they would force you to use all your attention to take it down or risk being absolutely obliterated. The demon will have three major weak points that would all need to be destroyed before being able to actually deal damage to the demon under the armor, essentially giving the demon an armor health rating, much like yourself. To add to the Phase 1 defensive focus, the Eternal Demon will also have a regenerative shield, much like the Doom Hunters that you need to weaken down before you can even deal damage to the weak points on the demon. This would allow the plasma rifle to finally have a use outside of ghost busting. Now this is all well and good to say, but let me put this in context and show you a demon that I came up with earlier. The Eternal Elemental Baron of Hell, or E-Baron for short. Or would it be two E's? E-Baron. Maybe that's too long. The Eternal Baron, or E-Baron, will have all the elements talked about in my previous video. Cards will be on screen and links will be in the description for further context. To catch everyone up to speed, elemental demons were the focus of the video. There were three elements, being the Ice, Energy, and Cursed Barons respectively. Please watch the video for more details. The Eternal Baron would combine all of what the Baron currently is and what the FooCepts that I have created for it thus far to diversify it and make it more unique. The Eternal Baron would be a two-staged demon with all the quirks that come from being an Eternal Demon. I will now talk about Phase 1 and 2 of the demon in detail to broaden your perspective. The first phase of the Eternal Baron would play defensively, allowing time to clear the arena out from distracting demons like the Hell Knights and Mancubi. Additionally, a spawn limit will be put in place, allowing only certain demons to spawn and in certain numbers. Its three weak points would be located on the demon's forehead, spine, and right knee. It would have an energy shield, much like the Doom Hunters, to repel all damage unless weakened first by plasma-based attacks or Argent-based attacks. Weapons included consist of the Ballista, Plasma Rifle, BFG, and Unmaker. The Eternal Baron would move at a normal speed of a Baron, and would alternate between elements, making distinct color changes in its armor based on what element it's using, meaning yes, it is a mix of everything. To make things more interesting, however, there will be a fourth element added, as a fire element. When you get hit, you will take continuous fire damage as if you stepped in lava or touched a flame trap. This concept also means when the Eternal Baron feels like it, it can turn to its energy element and begin to power unpowered towers, totems, or traps to add extra pressure to an already tense situation. For more context, please check out the card on screen and links in the description. Once the 3 weak points that hold the armor together are broken, the second phase will begin, also known as the aggressive phase. The Eternal Baron will drop segments of its armor and have an increased movement speed, naturally, as well as a buff that lasts until death, only to itself. The Eternal Baron will be able to swap between elemental forms, like usual, however now it can synchronize these forms rapidly to go from fire to ice to curse to energy in rapid succession and alternate between them to add a very, very unique attack pattern style. To add extra pressure, spawn limits will no longer be restricted and anything up to super heavy demons will be able to spawn naturally. Upon death, the Eternal Baron acts like a screecher and will give all demons in the arena a speed and damage boost for the next 20 seconds. I think that's enough to make this demon worthy of the ultra heavy demon ranking. Don't you? This is just a concept, a FooSept, if you will. None of this will ever come to Doom Eternal, but if you think it should, Hugo Martin seems to be listening to the community, so maybe we can convince id Software to do something truly unique. I doubt it, though. Now, if you wish to create Doom concepts just like I am, but you want to use my ideas as a basis and expand on them in one way or another, that's perfectly fine. Just don't be a dick, and make it explicitly clear where you got the original idea from via a mention and a link to my channel or the video that you got the idea from. That's all you need. Thank you for watching, press the buttons that make me famous, and I'll see you next time. The name is FooSarr, and don't you ever forget it.